name of your channel?
Okay, so it's coming from my name that I've had years ago, naming myself the realest Gitsy. So I was performing with this guy named Conscience. And in Conscience had a song named Realest Song. He had a song named Realest Meds. And so while I was a guitar player for Conscience, I thought then maybe I'm the realest guitar player. So I named myself Realest Gitsy at the time. And so when I started this YouTube journey, I said, okay, all right, Nyerere is not a very easy name to call, so I said TR. And then TR was the replacement for Mr. Most people call themselves Mr. MR. And I was saying to myself, everybody take everything that was given to them, but who decide to name themselves instead of just accepting names that was given to you? So I said, instead of calling me Mr. Nyerere, call me TR Nyerere. And that's so more. So Nyerere is an African name, was given to me by my father, and Nyerere is actually the president of Tanzania, Africa. And that's where my father was a good friend of Michael Manley, and Michael Manley was a very good friend with Julius Nyerere. So that's where Nyerere come from. And then X is a Roman numeral 10. That's come from. Also, the X was influenced by Malcolm X, who thought to himself that his name was an English name, and that as a person that was against the oppressors or people who enslave black people, according to him, he didn't want to wear English name, so he removed his English name and named himself X. I was so amazed rather by this whole concept, so I named myself X as well. So that's where my channel name come from. TR Nyerere X. Here we go.
So where are you from?
I am actually from a very small country called Jamaica, which actually can fit into New Jersey like 100 times. Very small. And then in Jamaica, I am from a parish called St. Anne. And St. Anne is actually the second largest parish in Jamaica. And in St. Anne, I'm from a little district called Lower Buxton. And I was raised on a hill. So with all rocks, I was raised on like a little mini mountain. What? Stop.
I'm like really interested.
Hey fam, this is Ashley's review, and my question is, how many countries have you been to?
Okay, so this is a flag of Jamaica. This is a Jamaican flag, of course, with Bob Marley on it. Now the question is, how many countries have I been? I should not scratch my beard because this is not providing me the answer. Let me scratch my ears, maybe that will provide the answer. No, let me rub my eyes, maybe that will provide the answer. God, I have been to so many countries. Actually, I have no clue. I can't remember. Maybe I should check my passport. If I check my passport, I could provide an answer. But quickly, just let me say, I have traveled all the Caribbean islands. Every one of them. Every single one of them. So I've finished with the Caribbean. I've been to Canada. I've traveled to every state in the USA. I've been to several countries outside of in Europe. I've been to Italy. I've been to Portugal. I've been to Germany. I've been to France. I've been to Sweden. I've been to Romania. I've been to Bulgaria. I've been to so many places. I've been to Africa. I've been to UK. I've been to, you know what? I've been to so many countries I can't count them. I've been to more than 110 countries, to be honest. I have been to at least 130 countries so far. So that's my answer. I hope it helped. I'm gonna take some time off and check them and maybe post them in another video, but that's it for now. And I'm Jamaican.
Just one more question. Do you have any hidden talents?
I have to make sure that she's in there too. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I do. when I was younger, I had to learn crochet because my mom used to do it. My mom was like poor, and this was the little thing that she had to do to survive. So I learned to do crocheting, the needle and the thread. Yes, so I'm actually very good at that. I can actually toot my own horn. I'm very good at crocheting. So give me a needle, give me a thread. Before you know it, I'll spread your whole couch with crochet. Double treble, single treble, chains, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Hell yeah. Bam!
What is the first thing that you notice about people? What is the first thing you notice about people?
Yeah.
What is the first thing that you notice about people? Is that better?
Okay, so really, I don't choose anything in particular to look at in meeting somebody for the first time. There's nothing in particular that I look at first. But generally is whatever pops out from the person first that I look at. People are different, and everybody will approach you different. So I will look at your approach to me, and I will look at approach to whatever you do. Your approach to things kind of tells, it tells who you are before you even say anything. So, many things, there's nothing in particular. I can't think of anything in particular that I would look at as the first thing that I look at a person in general. If you had asked this question more specific though, what is the first thing I see when I am looking for a girl, then maybe I would provide an answer to that. But generally, what I look for is nothing. I don't look for anything in particular when I meet somebody. I like people who, are deep. I like intelligence. So if I should give a single answer to that question, I look for intelligence. Intelligence is the first thing that catches my eyes when I meet a person. The way you speak about others, the way you speak about your family, friends, dogs, cats, whatever. Your intelligence is the first thing that I see when I see a person. Yeah.
What scares you about aging?
Really, nothing scares me about aging. But if I should choose just one thing that, I would have a major concern about, that would be not being able to help myself. I would really have a problem if I could not help myself around. And so, if I was so old that I can't help myself, then that's a problem. That's the only thing that would scare me. But really, I'm not scared of anything, really. I'm not the type of person who gets scared of anything. So there you go.
Wait, do I need to say who I am?
No.
Just answer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you use sarcasm a lot?
Really? You're gonna ask me if I use sarcasm? Bro, cuz, my dear cousin, sarcasm is my middle name. I use it a lot. In fact, I use it every single day. Every day I use sarcasm. Every single day. So hell yeah. So the next question is, scary movies or happy endings? I don't even have to think about that. I am definitely into happy endings. I love suspension. I love a lot of suspension. I love suspense movies. I love movies with power. I love true stories with happy endings. I like I love a weak person becoming victorious. So someone that was treated really bad at the beginning turned out to be victorious. Happy endings. Yes, I do love happy endings. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. What is one item that you cannot leave the house without?
This one is really hard, I must say. This one is hard. I would say actually there's not a particular item that I can't leave the house with.
or if I should say, there's quite a few items that I would struggle to leave the house with. There would have been a problem if I leave the house without these items. So, because I'm in a foreign country and I am not yet a citizen of the United States, I hardly leave the house without my passport. It is very important to have my passport on my person because any little problems I have to draw from my passport to say I am legally in the country. So I hate to leave the house without my passport. I can, but I hate to do that. Also, my driver's license. I do drive when I leave the house. So I would like to have my driver's license on my person in case there's a need for my driver's license. So these two items sticks together. My driver's license, my passport. And then third would be my phone, my telephone. My telephone actually is third. I'd rather leave the house without my phone as opposed to my passport and my driver's license. So passport, driver's license, telephone. Those are the three things that I don't leave my home without. But I can leave my house without these things. But these are the three items that I would rather not leave my house without. There you go.
When was the last time you cried? Do you remember the last time you cried?
I was sitting right in this very seat the last time I cried. To be honest, it was not such a nice moment. It was actually recently. I do not cry a lot. In fact, I cry probably every 5 years. But I don't cry for physical pain, I must say. But the last time I cried was the Tuesday, 15th of October was the last time I cried. I remembered crying. And I cried because of the memories, the sad memories of my friends, my very close friends who passed away from that horrible disease called cancer. It took so much of my friends away. And there are still current friends that are suffering from that terrible, disastrous disease. And I cried for that reason. That was the last time. Tuesday, October 15th, I was sitting right here in this very seat on a live show, and I cried my heart out.
Are you introvert or extrovert?
Okay, so am I introvert or extrovert? I am both of them. I am introvert and extrovert. Hell yeah. That's what I'm saying. Intro and extra. Zine, yes I. Blessed I. Cool no I.
We blaze it up, yeah. Sound selector, what a way you do. Damage I've already with the blessing in my cup. True, who job bless them think is a fool, but wait, you know, great things come late, you know. This is Vanessa Bongo, and I'm representing for Juke the Realest Gitsy. You can follow me at V Bongo or Vanessa Lee Bongo on SoundCloud, YouTube, and Facebook. And the last question: what is your favorite book and why?
Okay, I had a few books. I was such a lover of books that I could not pick a favorite book growing up back in the days. However, I had stopped reading for a period of time, and so I was not reading the way I used to read growing up. I used to live in my books. I used to love books so much. I would buy a book and sniff it. Like, the smell of a book was so fantastic to me. When I go to the library, I would, rent a book, and I would just be like, the book used to smell so wonderful. And so, back in the day, I used to love reading books, but I stopped reading books because as a youngster reading books for a period of time, I was so much into the books that I would read it even in the dark. Like, we did not have electricity growing up, and I used to read my books like in the dark when there was no light, there was no electricity, and I used to use a lamp, and I used to sit far away from the lamp reading my book. And my eyes got damaged, it used to get watery after a time. After reading a book for like 5 hours, just staring at the book, my eyes became watery, and then I had to stop reading as often as I would. So reading damaged my eyes, and then I lost interest for reading because my parent, of course, did not, have money to get me glasses when I was much younger. So, or to fix the problem, to correct the problem. So I just had to stop reading to correct the problem, and so that was it. But those days when I used to read a lot of book, my favorite storybook was Nancy Drew. Of course, that was one of my favorite. The Bible was one of my favorite as well. Growing up, the Bible, I used to read the Bible a lot. In fact, I read the whole Bible, and it was a favorite book of for me as well. And then last but not least, there was a book called The Pilgrim's Journey, that was also a favorite book as a child growing up. But right now, I just buy books and read if I see a book that is interesting, and I can learn something from it. I'll just buy it and read it. But I do not have a favorite book right now, so that is definitely it. Thank you.
This is Vanessa Bongo representing for TR Nyerere X.
Can